because apparently everyone has like a word, some kind of noun, and then a number for their team names in Valorant, which is fantastic. Echo 8, Cloud9, Code7, lol. But in any case, so Balla, you know, I really don't know what to expect, but I just want to see this guy, rob-wiz, just start off hot.
Yeah, and I think that's key for Code7. Him and a couple other people. Torque is one specifically that I look for to be one of those clutch and the I don't know, stones that these guys can stand by. But as this pistol round develops, they did push somebody off. That was the Jet who was playing on defense from Together We're Terrific, but they pulled back and they have 3 towards A. The spike, though, still way back down even towards mid. They're just holding the flanks, trying to figure out where this defense is going to be, what kind of things they're going to set up, and go from there.
It came out of the gate very quickly, right? They tailwind out, cloudburst. You had rob-wiz just try and get in their face, force some attention back, actually bring out that heal, and just time at this point is going to waste. And I think you're going to see that typical just all-player rush right through, just try and catch them all off guard. Also of note, too, that we're seeing currently Code7 not operate with the Sage, so they'll be looking to play very aggro. And while all this is going on, actually, did Torque do this by himself?
Yes!
Did
no
he
utility.
Really? Oh my goodness. All right, well, that's great. It just totally pulled the attention away. And even though Torque does die, hey, the job has certainly been done. Spike is down, and now we're going to see Together We Are Terrific, or Terrific, I'll just abbreviate it, go for the retake here.
Yeah, and there's still even players really late as they have to rotate through Garage, but finally the approach is going to be here. Caboose is going to blaze out to the side, down dark, and block it out. They get the approach, but can they actually get the finish? Buy-in over top! rob-wiz connects with one as well. And all of a sudden, we are down to a 1 versus 3 for Foe. And he's down short. The slow orb is going to stop him. Akis will peek him regardless. It looked like there was no chance of him getting up and getting through this dark cover to actually stop the spike from being defused. First round goes to Terrific.
Yeah, and while it was great that Torque did what he did, pulling the attention away from C, getting that kill would have been the icing on the cake there, because he gets the kill and pulls the attention. Team takes sight. He's coming from flank. There's just a lot that they could have done with that instance. So credit there to Together We're Terrific for keeping themselves together and being able to just prevail on that one. Now they're going to look to be able to take this anti-eco here comfortably, as the rest of Code7, they're just going to be running with classics, maybe some pew-pews with the laser beam skins on Prime, but that's just as much as that goes there. And look at actually a nice molly from the Phoenix, forcing back the rival Phoenix now, just having to prompt out that heal, bring it out early.
A really slow game, I was gonna say for a second there, as rob-wiz just dashes through the smoke, and they do get control because of that, even though they trade out the kill right there.
rob-wiz just doing some crazy stuff here, Balla. He's just going for whatever he can find.
That's twice in a row too. You did the same exact thing on pistol round, essentially to push them off of long A.
That time around, though, the difference, they had guns, so they were ready for that. They were prepared. But now they're just going to rotate all the way around over here towards C. There's a lot of utility that's out there. The Cypher has comfortably locked this down. I can't really see a world where they're going to try and take advantage of this site. But we'll see, though, as Finesse, your Cypher will be playing back by Plat. Has the help, too, from the Sage. So Akis. And Together We're Terrific, a great team. I think they kind of got the short end of the stick in that 100 Thieves tournament, without a doubt, because of the way the Sentinels were playing. But I don't put much stock in that event. I really do feel like this team is fantastic, and it's for reasons like this here that they're just gonna have to try and hold this thing down. Calypso and Akis, they do properly maintain control inside of B. Calypso, they're having his teammates back. Look at this, it's just been Akis and Calypso. They clear it out, they got it locked down. They were not even worried for a minute, Balla.
Not at all. And they started off by pretty much shutting down that C approach, even though it looked like they had the info to maybe take that site. That recon bolts from the attacking side did spot both of them, which was a surprise to me that they weren't able to shut that down quickly. But because of that information, they backed off of C long, and they went in towards B, where they kind of knew exactly what was coming because of the time situation and how slow they've been playing out these rounds. So, like I said, if we continue to see this in the gun rounds, we might be in for a long game, as Code7's approach is very methodical.
So Mummy's going to go for the poke here, but expect a recon arrow to come through And Flash actually, so another commitment on A. They've done this 2 rounds in a row now. And they're going to force back, knowing that the op is there. Still going to go for this commit. And I like that they're doing their homework, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, making sure that no one's going to be lurking around those corners. But on the other end of that second goal is going to be Caboose hanging out down low. Thankfully, Nicholas gets the wall bang right through, taking out Caboose. They're going to bring this one back to a 4v4 Balla, and Mame on site by himself with the entirety of this team hanging out over here in A sewer.
They've got so much information the defense does, though. A Cypher cam all the way down into grass. They know no approach is coming through window or B, and with this drone, Mame should know what's coming to him. He doesn't even get spotted, but no, I speak too soon. Now the execute comes through. Flashes and smokes are going to be laid down. And Calypso starts off. He swings wide across the wall and takes out a couple. Mame responds. They're down to a 1v2. Payen by himself.
Got one.
That was a paranoia that was so thick, it had like 5 C's at the end of it. All right, that's that kind of paranoia that you love to see there, Balla. When you get a paranoia out like that and you block all that vision,
Headshot.
that paranoia maybe doesn't even matter now, because we're going to be looking at a 1v1 here between Finesse and Payen. Payen puts up 7, and I'm actually surprised that Payen was making as much noise as he did.
I'll tell you why, right? Because he didn't, I guess he did have the spike plant in his mind, but he didn't realize that it was going to be planted behind the box and he wouldn't be able to actually stop him from defusing as he made his approach up heaven. So he had to dash for that to spot, are you on the spike? And then he realized he doesn't even have the chance to see it. So he had to gamble, drop down, and FNS kind of played that, especially as he did hear the sound cues out of heaven.
Very well done. Terrific is going to be up 3-0 now. So you avoid that third round, like, hey, we won rounds 1 and 2, you know, pistol, anti-eco, it's great. And then, you know, this happens in all of our ranked games. We think we're crushing, and then round 3 comes along, we lose it 2-1, and then the snowball begins, and sadness and destruction is at the other end. This time around, though, for Terrific, they're feeling pretty solid thus far. I like this aggressive angle that Akis is holding here. If anyone comes around, he will punish them, but just going to drop back here and spend that slow orb. Lots of investment into Garage here, as it should be, given that they have this site completely locked down. Finesse is going to have his back. Finesse with 2. Akis gets the follow-up there. Torque was the only one to get some value, killing Finesse. That just leaves Foe to be by himself with a Sheriff and a Dream. And Dream crushed as Akis ends it with a headshot.
Well done there. Yeah. A great setup. He took the words out of my mouth.
We just setup each other sandwiches. You know, that's just how we are.
Turkey, ham, all the fixings, all good. No, inside that garage. Yeah, bro, everything. You gotta get everything. The thing that, you know, yeah, of course, tomato, man. Come on.
Okay, I respect that. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm trying to talk about the setup over here in Garage. You know, it's anti-eco, so it didn't matter too much. It's not that important. Maybe it's more important to speak about our sandwiches. Regardless, Akis was there by himself, but then you actually had that extra player come into the side and just get right on his side, and the drone spotted only 1, so they didn't realize that was going to be the case. They got the dart onto Akis, and they ran out. This round, we got to run it back into Garage, and they've actually taken up into C. There's one player pass. It's rob-wiz, and he will punish both players. They're out of position as he gets over the wall. They break it down, and they've got all players now on the site, at least the ones. Man,
you are still very happy about that blaze wall there if you're rob-wiz, because that gave you all the coverage that you needed. In the back was Payen. Gets the better of Caboose now, just leaving Calypso.
I know
and maybe lay down a good paranoia, but rob-wiz with an op, yeah, he'll win that one in a dominating fashion. And finally, we start to see Code7 put a point on the board here, Balla. This was very necessary for them. They had to strike soon, or else it could have snowballed and gotten out of control.
And they switched up the pace. I think one thing that they weren't necessarily hoping, or they were hoping for, was that aggression that rob-wiz was pushing down long A was actually going to catch somebody off guard and actually result in a kill, but instead they keep playing retake on the A site. Now they switch that aggression over towards long C, and all of a sudden it pays dividends as rob-wiz gets so far ahead of where the defense expected him. And he takes out 2 and pretty much steals the round just off of that. There's going to be Hunter's Fury down on C, and also rob-wiz dashing forward. He'll get shut down, but Foe trades it. They might still approach. No. Ball goes down in the res, resets the round.
While it may reset in the favor of Terrific right now,
I know exactly
Code7, without one of their lead players there in rob-wiz. Also got a few players banged up too. All the way in the back there. Foe just gonna have to pop and use use some of the heals there that he'll get from his own utility. I'll be able to use that later on. But even then though, look at Caboose. He's holding this nice, aggressive angle. He might be able to get 1 or 2 here, which will give his teammates enough time to go in for the push. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Oh, there it is. He gets the 2 that he needed. Now it's going to be Foe making his way down alongside Torque here. Last 2 players left alive as they're going to look to just get into sight quickly. Nice play there from Torque. Look at Torque go, and he gets 2. Now it's going to be up to Foe here as Torque is going to be indisposed, putting down that spike. And Foe just hugging that wall so well. He saw exactly where Calypso was. Gets flashed out, and Foe wins that fight. That's going to be 3, and what was looking like it was something that could have been a disaster. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Could go the way for Code7, and that's exactly what happened there. Torque manages to put a cork in that one. You see what I did there? I'm very happy about that.
That was an insane round from Torque, and this is what I'm talking about for Code7. He needs to be active. They don't have to rely just on rob-wiz, because as we saw in the group stages, this man will clutch up when you need him too. Though, exactly. I have to think that Code7's approach has been kind of predictable. I mean, we just saw 2 rounds in a row where they tried to go up long C. The first 3, it was trying to go towards long A, and the first person to go for it is rob-wiz. Yes, he's a great entry. But I think at a certain point, Together We're Terrific is going to start to be able to read this, though. Low buy for them this time. Mame tries to get aggressive and messes up the tailwind. Unfortunately, he goes down. Code7, the composure to stay still, though. I kind of like that. But again, I think that this might end up biting them as this game continues.
So you know that they're still going to be there, right? Finesse went for the peek, jumped around, just see if he can get some shots out. Even though they have that advantage, you have 2 controllers on site, so it's going to be quite challenging for you to get onto this, whether you're dealing with walls, slow orbs. Actually, Akis doesn't have anything, so there's no utility here for them to try and slow this push off. So this is just all Code7 here as everything begins to fall apart. There you go. So they're going to stop that one right in its tracks, and that's going to be another round win for Code7. They just had no utility there to try and stop it. You're running at them with just some pistols and some hopes.
Maybe predictable, I guess, but... But also, like, it's brute force. I'm impressed by their execution. The blaze wall is coming through.
Working, you know, like so many times now.
But like also just like all the things that they're using in conjunction with each other. It's really nice. It feels prepared. It feels a little bit more rehearsed than we've seen most teams. Code7 right now impressing me and also kind of scaring me for the long run of this, because we know Together We Are Terrific. Such strong, kind of on the fly players, I guess. People call that, you know, puggy in a sense. But Code7 shown in the prep. Again, an approach down long C. Hunter's Fury as well. That's going to start the entry instead. No blaze wall. Oh, sorry. Run it back. This is Phoenix Foe all the way down into spawn, and he gets Calypso. That will open things right up. Spike down, and they'll be able to plant for long and back it up.
And right at the last second, too, you get the value out of run it back. Information, but also just being able to get a kill. Huge. Now it's going to be Caboose's turn to give this one a go here. Gets onto site. He's also using that blaze wall to his advantage, and I think Caboose is not to be outdone there, not by a long shot. Porco playing at the default. He's got himself too. He's been just meticulous so far this game. Then you have a Brimstone playing on C long. They're playing for the spike. They're not poking for it quite yet.
Dim beacon down.
And here we go. Risky business now. Pan gets stuffed out. It's going to be Nicholas. Nicholas gets 1. Can he get the remaining kill, though? And he clutches it at the final seconds there. It was getting down to, I mean, just milliseconds, Balla.
That was
and he needed to make that play happen.
But something that I don't think we caught there was actually the fact that Nicholas, all the way down long, he had a molly prepped for that. So that kept him off the spike for so long. That was Mame trying to defuse. And he had to back off before the half even came in. So he knew in his head, that molly, he has that timer going. That molly kept him off for 8 seconds or whatever it might be. And I still have an entire defuse worth of time before this goes. So running through that, he confirmed the first kill and then went for the second. Well done from Nicholas to clutch that up. They brought it back from 4-0 now to 4-4, and things are really working in their favor.
Little shorty play. I know that sounds a little bit counterproductive because it is a shorty and it is in fact a little gun, but hey, you get what you can out of that one. Now Finesse hanging on this A side, but we're actually going to wrap all the way back into the loving hands of Caboose there. You have a weakened Phoenix. You know exactly where they're going to be. Just going to try and roast them alive here, forcing them to have to get back. Caboose gets the kill with the fire on foe when he pokes around the corner. And Calypso, for good measure, ends that thrifty round. And finally, they stop the bleeding here after losing. I believe that was going to be 4 in a row.
That was well done from them too. The Caboose flank to get a couple, and then Calypso coming in with the paranoia from mid, by the way. That gives him a lot more time. Dude. Yeah, it's perfect. And he comes back, backs him up. They can easily trade and easily push onto that. Obviously, the hot hands taking one just adds more value. Well done from Terrific. Now another round, another approach. Finally, we're seeing Code7 start to go towards mid. So the game plan has kind of been long A, then long C, and now towards B. See where this actually takes them. Is it through Garage? Or is it working a pick like we saw in the TSM Cloud9 game up into B?
And they know that this look is going to be completely different here because Mame is watching over by C long. Nothing's happened so far. You have, I believe, Caboose. He's in short A. Nothing's happened so far. And at this point, with the way that Code7 have been playing, activity would typically happen now. So now we're getting some sound cues, right? Like they're getting some kind of intel. This is something they do. I mean, I would say like all the time, and it's like the primary role, obviously, of the Sova to just give you information, try and clear out as much as you can. But I think that they have like an idea that this is going to be coming over here, and Finesse just gets the jump peek, sees 2 players waiting for him. Finesse gonna have to go over to a safe haven. We'll be able to bust out that cyber cage there, and the 2 Phoenixes do manage to get a trade on kills there. Mame with an op-up on high. Finesse, though, he backed away, and he's still going to be giving them some value in this round. But Bo, 2 kills of his own there. That's actually just going to be Finesse with the follow-up. Trades it out right at the nick of time. And we're going to see a round win here. And like, yeah, 4 rounds in a row that they have dropped together. We are terrific. So just trying to reset this one and get back to their winning ways.
And as we head into the 11th round, I think back on that, all of us Caboose who actually stopped them for so long before getting onto the sites. He really wasn't a super presence. Obviously, he traded 1 kill, but what they did with the orbital strike was push off Finesse off the backside, so it was all Caboose by himself. But with the Hunting Fury from Torque, it actually made it difficult for them to kind of approach onto Caboose, and he dodged it masterfully. Just a sidestep, not really going out onto the site because he knew he would get traded if that happened. He knew he would get picked off. Here's that pick that we were talking about. We were watching the Cloud9 game up on top of the box. They obviously added a wall. It's going to be 1 pick on the Torque, but rob-wiz is dashing forward. Mame going to try to fight him with just a classic, but against knives, there's no chance, but he gets traded again. Foe responds, and they've got sight, but there's still 1. It's Calypso on the backside of this. He has the operator. Yes, Nicholas peeks too wide and takes a gamble. Calypso makes him pay. We still got a 3-on-2.
Opportunity now here is Foe's going to go in and run a back stake. That option's going to be dangerously low, so they know exactly where they're going to be located. There's going to be a real big paranoia, though. Caboose, 1 pop there onto Payan. Now it's just going to be Foe in the back to Calypso. Even though he knew exactly where they were, what he did not anticipate was going to be Caboose coming around the side like that. He also had Finesse there to have their back, too, so that was going to work out for them gorgeously. And together we are terrific, have managed to put together 3 rounds After dropping 4 straight, they're going to have a double op setup too. Things you love to see for 100, Alex.
Playing a little Jeopardy, kind of guessing which side Code7 is going to go
I have this
to.
like really bad habit of like just acknowledging my terrible joke, and I'm glad that you laugh. You know, that makes me happy.
No, you know, it's funny because I was like, what is that joke? And then because I heard Alex, I'm like, why are you talking to yourself, Alex? And then I realized, but anyways.
Oh, God.
I was pointing out how basically that paranoia was countered by Fuzz flash over the top, but it was a little too slow. This round, though, developing very quickly.
Yeah, they get right onto A long here, and Caboose, you just Caboose, dude, nicely done at the corner. I mean, he was already dead to rights at that point, and Torque cleaned him up, but boy, oh boy, that was nasty.
He's been good for it, man. Every time they come around the corner, he's playing these close angles, and he just dominates. And A-Kiss will pretty much shut this round down if they do, Code7 decide to back up. But it looks like they still want to approach A. This flank could come quickly, but depending on what they spot, also be very, very slow. We did have a fake TP from the Omen so that they push him off of C if they had passed A-Kiss's position.
They're just holding this. They're not letting them get past at all. And as soon as Calypso gets eyes on it, expect the Sage to start pushing. Oh! Oh, yeah, boy! I love that! A little collat. I'll take it, Balla. I'll take it to the bank. Yeah.
This is beautiful stuff from Terrific on a lot of different fronts there. Calypso with the collat double kill in the final moments of the half. They make it 8-4, and what started off of Caboose holding it down on long A with 3 kills of his own. It's a complete show here. As we enter the second half with a 4-round lead on attack, things are looking very, very good for Together We're Terrific.
It's like achievement unlocked.
Yeah, right?
Cast the collateral. I'm happy. I'm good.
You're telling me from all the days of Call of Duty casting you did, you've never cast the collateral? Like, I feel like that's impossible.
When I was casting COD, the snipes weren't like that prevalent as they are right now. You know, I think we started seeing it like at the end of Black Ops 2 or like beginning end of Black Ops 2 we were seeing. Actually, yeah, more beginning, like start of COD champs. But even then, not that I recall. Also, senior syndrome, so probably just forgot it. Maybe I did at some point. Reflections can tell me later on.
Gonna be an approach on A on the pistol again. Payan is gonna be holding behind this, but we do have one Brimstone off the side. They spot it. He's still walking behind the side. There's another dash on the side from the Jet. That's so good. Timing well. So Calypso's coming around the corner as well to make it so they look up at the Jet, but somebody is there in your face trading on the other side. It's kind of a diversion. Well played to get the sight and to get the spike, but the work's not done.
And you also never know, too, because a Jet in that instance looking to make that play could actually have a shorty, right? So there's nothing more that you can do besides look at that player just challenging you in your face. You have a brief moment to react there, and Caboose, he's going to have exactly what he needs in this corner. Finds one, looking for a second, though, but rob-wiz and Torque are going to try and exchange some of their own, trying to secure this with that classic pistol. Now it comes out to a 1v1, but the advantage, though, that spike is going to be down. Torque needs to make a play happen, but he won't have enough time. It's going to be very close. No, he's not. Never mind. I'm sorry. As you can tell, I've constantly died to the bomb all the time, clearly. You know, chat saying iron level player, resident sleeper, lol.
Can't confirm.
You're supposed to be my friend.
No, just kidding. Good pistol. Actually, on both sides, man. That was back and forth. Like, you think the initial take, they got the sight for one kill. I mean, they didn't even trade a life. They had all 5 up, but then Torque and rob-wiz combined for pretty much all the kills, and then all of a sudden, with 5 HP remaining, he does get the last kill, but not enough time. So A-Kiss just bought. Yeah. Yep, exactly. A-Kiss was just sitting in that corner. He knew he had the HP advantage. He didn't need to get the kill. All he needed to do was delay the time, and he makes it happen. The pistol rounds win for Terrific again, and starting off strong in the second half.
Enjoy an early round Marshall here. Players are going to be very weak. they're going to have to operate with no shield, so you can easily take advantage of it. Shield armor, same diff. Now Caboose playing inside of the dark cover, and no one's going to try and get in this one quite yet. They have to just wait this one out for the retake. On the flank, though, it's going to be Finesse, who manages to pick up Nicholas, but Foe is going to stop him with a shorty. Giving him some clearance there. Caboose, a few kills, and actually all 3 kills coming out just like that. One player going to be left alive. It's Foe. Got himself Spectre, but just not a lot of resources to work around with. And Akis is going to end the hope in that round. So together we are terrific. They're just going to keep the good times rolling here, Ballatw. 10-4.
They tried to group up, but they didn't get enough information on that before going, and they didn't have the utility, obviously, the eco round coming out from them. There's a shorty somewhere. That's, I think, how they got that Spectre in the first place, but Terrific has put them 3 rounds away from winning the game already, and we're just starting the second half. I think we might, especially as this continues, Code7 again slowing down. It looked like they maybe were trying to get grouped up to find some exits, but then they dash on the site and just kind of go for it. All the A control coming out from them. You get the orb and a pick from rob-wiz. Ooh, a second one.
Yeah,
onto Caboose there. Ooh.
Shot, and they're just they've secured this long area here just in a fashion that is, you know, not the prettiest, but it worked, right? You had your side, your op waiting out over toward that long, or sorry, by short, and then in long you had the Brim and the Phoenix just kind of trading out flashes, blocking vision, just trying to see if they could finagle a few kills their way. It works out very well, leaving just Calypso having to stare at that bomb. Now, no one's going to be looking at it per se. Granted, I believe it's going to be Foe that has eyes on it if he drifts around this corner. But we're asking for an ambitious task here from Calypso to try and clutch this thing out. It will be very, very challenging for him.
And crazier things, but I don't even really think that he has ambitions to do it. Although, coming out this window, if he doesn't spot anything, he might be able to maybe work a pick on B. You see rob-wiz playing an angle, though. That will make it very difficult for him to get up in there, although kind of actually an off angle towards spawn. He's just going to decide to save, though. I think the good decision.
No point trying to do this. If someone gets out of garage, you punish it. You're kind of just giving up that window, and you just know that all that's been cleared out, so you're pretty comfortable here. But yeah, there was just no reason for him to waste that gun.
I always say we've seen crazier things, but that could have been crazy if he went for it.
I mean, sure, like in the darkest timeline, maybe, you know, but I don't know. We're clearly not in that timeline, okay? We're not there.
No.
I've been watching too much Community.
Full control of this game together. We are terrific. 10-5. They have the Phantom now on Caboose, who can make something work. They've actually forced into this. So everybody has weapons and armor. Operator on Mummy as well. Flush with credits. They're going to quickly go up into B, and I don't think there's anything there. rob-wiz is down short A. They're playing 3 on A. And I think they're just going to walk onto site for free here, but the spike's still a little bit of distance, which means they have time to come back in on this retake.
Full control on B. They know where Foe's going to be coming from, but even with the information, Finesse could not get the kill. Look at Payin 2 right outside. And Caboose playing the garage angle here. Line that shot up real well, but can actually run into another one there, and this is going to be Calypso inside of sight. Let's see if Torque has what it takes. Does get the kill despite being paranoid. 2 players left alive. This is a real important round here for the attackers. Torque's going to poke for it, and he gets killed by the run it back from Caboose. Along with that Phantom. They get what they needed out of that one. 1 round away from match point.
That was an easy one, too. Sight for free. And the trades went perfectly in their favor. It looked like Code7 tried to gamble towards A with an aggressive peek from rob-wiz down short. And while they did find some action, that also gave them the cue that there was too many players here, too much action going on A. B might be open, and it was. It was free. They walked onto sites, and all they had to do was play the post-plant situation to perfection, which they did. And even had, at the end, the icing on the cake, run it back to ensure that completely.
Ooh. Yeah, Nicholas just decided to get a little ambitious there, try and poke out. Obviously, didn't work out for him there, as he'll be sleeping with the fishes. A good start here for the attackers. Together we are terrific. They had they've had a few tournaments that have been up and down. They're always a team that you look out for in group play because you know that they have upset potential. But I do feel like this team is starting to come together each and every event that passes by. And I say it every time I cast them, and I'll say it again. I wonder when an org is actually going to pick this squad up because they are good. They are a solid team. They're going to go and march right onto A, dude. They're just giving up a lot of the real estate there, which is kind of shocking that they've done this not once but twice now.
It's super passive from Code7 on a lot of fronts, but maybe they're trying to find something on other sides. rob-wiz will lurk his way in on this blaze wall that was thrown from the other side. But then Amali forces him forward. He gets one. Almost gets the second. Caboose is there to trade. Payan up above. Spots Calypso on the back and foe two. Caboose by himself. 1, 2, 3. And 4. Caboose with the 1v3 situation. He makes it work to put them on match point. Unbelievable stuff. This guy has just been on fire. No pun intended for Caboose on the Phoenix.
Caboose, Caboose, Caboose. Every single time we watch his POV, he's putting together some ridiculousness, and he does just that there. Playing from hell like that, too, it's not the easiest spot to be in. Granted, you know, you had a swooping in Cypher, which isn't the most elegant state for that particular agent to be in. But even then, though, with the amount of bodies that were starting to just encircle him, he still managed to be able to very, very meticulous with all of his movements. Time around, though. Yeah.
This game looks like it might be over before we blink here. Ooh.
Oh, he's going to burn him.
Has to swing wide on that. Gets right away. I like that commit to get away and not even try to peek that angle. She might see on another side. Have a random Hunter's Fury down long. C might be able to find Calypso. No. And things slow down. I want to remind, this is a best of 3, so it's not just over. And the winner of this series goes on to play Cloud9.
Oh, is it 10s? Oh, wait, no, it's rob-wiz. Got himself a judge inside of Garage. Pretty iconic duo there.
That means we'll be doing this for days to come in the ranked matchmaking queues.
It's going to be so fun.
I'm going to try to stay away.
You will not kill my
So they managed to force back the A control here. Payan doesn't get any kind of vision, and they managed to bring back rob-wiz all in one fell swoop. So they've got everything that they could possibly get out of that one, and now they're going to have C-side. But look at Torque here. Torque, he's going to stop the plant, and Mummy's there to help him out. And the spike is out. This is looking like it could be curtains here for Code7. Foe's on site, though. Foe's on site with the stinger of all guns. Also has the Sheriff, too. But he can't pop the skull there of Akis, and it is now up to Payan against 3 members. He has to clutch this out. No other choice here. But it ain't gonna happen. Finesse with the final kill through the wall, and that will do it, folks. Together we are terrific. We'll pick up game number 1, and they looked unstoppable in those attacking rounds.
That they did. That was phenomenal stuff. I mean, from a lot of different people.